there's a wonderful smoky note on top of this. Oh, wonderful. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today I'm very, very happy to have a Johnnie Walker Blue Label here on my cask. 15 years ago, I had a full bottle of it, and it was really expensive then. And I'm afraid prices have risen since then. And a full bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue Label is around 120 euros, dollars, pounds, if you're able to get it really cheap. The typical prices are at 150, and somewhere where people do not look that much after money, it might reach 200. Well, the Johnnie Walker Blue Label is the top whiskey from the Johnnie Walker range. Well, not quite. There are a few exceptions to this rule. This one is regular available, but there are some King George something and Odyssey and whatever, they're going up to several hundred euros, pounds, dollars, and and some of them will eventually reach 1,000. So the blue one got its name from a blue bottle. And the bottle of the Johnnie Walker is typically the same. But the more expensive the whiskey in the bottle gets, the more sophisticated the bottle will be. And here in this pack, up to the platinum, all bottles look the same. The 18-year-old in reality has a huge bottle, has a bevel on the side and a thick bottom, and I haven't looked for that. This one looks differently and has a thick bottom, is heavy, valuable, and has a blue shine. So Johnnie Walker Blue Label, and what's written here, blended Scotch whiskey, a blend of our rarest whiskies. And it has a bottle number and an awful design where you aren't able to read what is written down. Limited Scotland, Alexander Walker, 40% ABV. In the same quality since war. No, I'm sorry. This is the necessity for a blend. It has to be equal in taste over a long, long time. I don't know when this one came up, I think 1880. So 130 years now. And it's important that the quality stays comparable from year to year, so that nobody says, this year the Johnnie Walker Blue is not that good. No, it has to be the same over the centuries. How old is the whiskey in this bottle? I'm often asked, and then people tell, there are whiskies up to 50 years in this bottle. It is strictly forbidden in the UK to say up to which age whiskies are in a bottle. You state on the label how old the whiskey is, the youngest whiskey in the bottle, or you omit an age statement. There's no chance to say up to 50 years. I would add a drop if I want to make money. A drop of 50-year-old. Half a drop would be better. A tenth of a drop would be better. You understand where this discussion leads to? And so the Scotch Whisky Association, where 90% of the manufactured Scotch whisky is organized as an industry body inside the SWA, they said, well, we want to have a regulation that you aren't allowed to place a state age statement up to years on a bottle. You even aren't allowed to say 50% has 50 years and 10% has 8 years and so on. No, also not allowed. You add a figure or not, period. So, how old this whiskey is? Well, 3 years and a day. There's no age statement on it. But they state that they use the rarest whiskies. That does not mean that those rarest whiskies are very old, no. But definitely, I had a full bottle of this one 15 years ago, and I had a tasting 2 years ago, I think, and this one is old, or most of this whiskey is really old. And it's said that 80% of the content of this bottle is malt whiskey. And in contrast to the other bottles, there is a cork in this bottle. Even in this small bottle, which is a very expensive thing to have a special cork fabricated for a small bottle which is not sold so often. No. Johnnie Walker is famous for its coloring its whiskies. Sorry. No, this one might be colored in several markets in the world. It's written on the back label, color adjusted with spirit caramel, or yeah. So we can't really decide how old this is from the color of the whiskey. But you're able to smell. There's a wonderful smoky note on top of this. Oh, wonderful. But it's not that strong that it covers the aromas below. So it's perfectly harmonized with the aroma, or the base aroma of this whiskey. Sherry. Dark fruits, oxidized fruits, old. This one is old. Oakiness is coming up, showing I'm old. And the smokiness is not this medicinal smoke as you have with the whiskies from Isla's south coast, but this one is bonfire smoke as you have it with Kalila, which is also owned by the corporation behind this brand. There's also a distant sea, seaweed. Some iodine, probably very far. Wonderful, balanced, very complex. Yeah. Intense, spicy, with a smoky note and faint oakiness with a remembrance of bitterness. Yeah. Close to non-bitterness, but oakiness. The oak is present. This is an old one. Or at least there's a lot of whiskey in this bottle which is very old. But the intenseness, the impact of your tongue, this shows there are also a few young ones in, which haven't been oxidized until they are very, very, well, old, settled. There's fresh, living aromas in it. Aftertaste is long still there. Oakiness, seaweed, a little smokiness. Yeah. Yeah. One of the best. I have to open such a King George bottle sometime. Perhaps I keep this bottle at home to have a contrast, that I can make a comparison between those. Yeah. A wonderful blended whiskey worth every penny you pay for. I have a few suggestions for this. Stop coloring, add 3% ABV so that you come up to 43% ABV. And well, that's it. The taste is fantastic, but the first second in your mouth, it's too weak. You feel that there is not enough power in this whiskey. It needs a 3% more ABV. That's it. Yeah, and whenever you come into a remote location with a bar, and there is, well, only blends in that bar, and a Johnnie Walker Blue is in it, go for it. Don't taste any other whiskey. This will be the best in the bar, as I have tasted so far. There's some other blends out on the market, like the King George, but you won't find it in typical bars, no. But the blue one is quite popular. I don't know how many bottles they sell. 100,000, 500,000, up to 1 million. I don't know. Yeah. Wonderful. Very long. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Someday I will taste the King George. Yeah. Feel free to comment on our social media, and I'm happy to see you.